everyone. Welcome to St. Paul Methodist Virtual Sunday School. I'm your host. I'm your Sunday school teacher, Miss Wilson, and I am so glad that you are joining me again for another month of learning about God's Word. Okay, I hope you've been doing fine. I've been thinking about you all. Trust me, thinking about you. You're in my hearts, and I know this is different for us being on video, but I'm so glad that you are here. Now, and I hope that you're joining in with some new friends. Did you bring a new friend? Your mom, your dad, your cousins, classmates, whomever. If not, maybe when you look at this video next time, you can invite more people. The more, the merrier when we're learning about the Word of God. All right. So, can you remember what I said last video? About prayer. Hint, hint. Well, let me help you out. Prayer is the direct communication with God. We can talk to Him through prayer any time of day, anytime, anywhere. So, we're going to pray right now. So let us bow our heads and let us get our hearts ready for prayer to speak to God. Dear Father in heaven, we're so grateful for this moment in time to spend with you. We recognize your love and your protection for us every day. Thank you, Father, for this lesson. Allow us to be hearers of your word and doers every day, God. Allow us to share your word with our family and friends daily. Why? Because, God, we love you. And it is in all these things, and it is in your name that we pray, which is in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. All right, boys and girls, it's Miss Wilson's favorite time. Music video. So, we have a wonderful song for you coming up. Get up on your feet. Let's stand up. Let's get our friends, our family. Let's get ready to move and sing along and be inspired. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We stand and lift up our hands, for the joy of the Lord is our strength. We bow down and worship Him now. How great and how awesome is He. And together we sing. Everyone sing. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory. Holy is the Lord, God
All right, welcome back. What about that video? Did you like it? I did. It really got me going and got me dancing and excited. And most importantly, the words were inspirational and it was very expressive. And lyrics are very important in songs. And anything talking about our God gets me excited and want to get up and dance along with you. Is that okay? You're probably like, no, Ms. Wilson, you're too old. No, I hope you really enjoyed that video as much as I did. Okay, it's time for our lesson. What is our title of our lesson this month? The title is Jacob's Ladder. Our Bible story can be found in Genesis 28, 10 through 22. In your quiet time, take a moment with your parents, even if you're alone by yourself or friends, and read these scriptures. But for now, I will give you a summary of what this story is about. Well, obviously it says somebody named Jacob. Yes, Jacob's ladder. So let's go in just a little bit about Jacob and what this story is about. Jacob was running. He was running for his life, literally. Jacob was running because he stole Esau's blessing and fled to hide from Esau. On his journey, Jacob stopped along the way to rest. I'm sure he was tired after all that running, right? He took a stone from the area and placed it near his head and lay down to sleep. As he slept, he dreamed of a staircase touching the earth and reaching up to the sky. On the staircase, he saw God's messengers walking up and down. Suddenly, God was on the staircase speaking to Jacob. God told Jacob that God would give Jacob his descendants the land on which he lay. God also said that Jacob's descendants would spread far and wide across the earth like dust. God's promised to protect Jacob always, wherever he went. What an amazing promise. God's protection is always with us. When Jacob woke up, he knew that the place he was in was sacred. The next morning, he took the stone, the very stone that he laid on, that he placed on his head, and he set it up as a sacred pillar. He poured oil on the stone and named the place Bethel. Jacob promised that if God protected and provided for him on his trip, that when Jacob returned safely to his father's household, he will follow God always. Jacob declared that the sacred pillar that he created will be God's house, and that he will give back to God 1/10 of everything God gave him. Wow. So Jacob also made a promise to God. I have a question for you. What do you think Jacob's dream meant? If you don't have an answer now, it's okay. You can write it down, email it to me. I'll be sure to get the message and I'll have a response. But just think about that. What do you think Jacob's dream meant? Well, a lot of people talk about that it meant a definite message, direct message, from God, explaining to Jacob his inheritance in the people chosen by God, as we understand it. Question 2. What places do you consider sacred or special? Sacred is a place, something that we keep dear to our hearts, something sacred, like a picture we may have here, or a memory that was a sacred memory. But this is talking about a place. For me, I like going out into God's nature. I love cycling. I love looking at God's creations. And so I feel at peace when I'm in nature, at the park, right? Where it's quiet, in a quiet place. And Sometimes we also can think of a church. A church can be a place where we look at it being sacred and holy, and a place where we can find love and peace. And so that could be, maybe a place that you will call sacred. Or maybe you have another place that you will call sacred. And that's okay. Or a place that's very special to you. Like your grandmother's house. I know my grandmother's house was very special to me. I knew that it was filled with love. I knew that I would be welcome there. And there's always was something fun to do. But that was something very special to me. Question number 3. Where do you like to pray or talk with God? If you don't have an answer now, that's okay. So for me, I like to talk to God in my home, in my bedroom. I have a corner where I kneel and pray to him. And sometimes if I don't get a chance to do that, then I speak to him wherever I am. In my car, walking down the road, at HEB, because guess what? God is everywhere. My last question for you. Do you think a rock is special enough to mark a sacred space the way Jacob did? I would love to hear your answers. So in hopes I can hear from you through email or through your parents, through text, just to know, what do you think about this question? And I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Do you think a rock is special enough to mark a sacred space the way Jacob did? Think about it. All right. Well, guess what? It's time for another video. Yes, let's be inspired. Let's be encouraged about what this video is going to speak to us. So if you're ready, here it goes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, it's Gabby. Wait, what's that? Do you see that staircase? It's touching the top of the sky as far as I can see. I wonder if this is what Jacob saw in his dream. After Jacob took the blessing, his mom told him to go to his uncle's home. On the way, he was tired and found a stone to lay his head down and rest. It wasn't a super special place, or a place that he knew would be important. As he went to sleep, he quickly learned that God is in places we think are just ordinary, and God shows up in unexpected ways. For Jacob, God showed up in his dreams. There's a staircase, just like the one that we saw. God's messengers were moving up and down the stairs. Then God appeared on the staircase and promised Jacob that his children and everyone after them would be okay. God promised his family that they would have a positive impact on the world. Jacob's whole family would always have a place to belong. Can you imagine waking up from that dream? When Jacob woke up, he knew that God was with him. God was with him in this random, ordinary place. God spoke a beautiful promise into Jacob's life when Jacob wasn't expecting it. One time, I was in school and I was having a really hard day. I took a really difficult spelling test that morning, and one of my friends had just moved away. I was really feeling down. Then I remembered that my Sunday school teacher told me that I could pray, and I decided to try it. When I got home, I went outside and found my favorite tree. I realized that God was there with me. I felt much better just from talking to God. Places we go every day can be special places of prayer. God's blessing to us is that God's presence is always there. Any place you go can turn into a special place. Remember that Jacob went to a regular place to get sleep, and God gave him a beautiful blessing. Now, it's your turn to wonder.
Hello, boys and girls. Today's Sunday, our children's church service, and I'll be handling the arts and crafts this week. And we're going to be doing a journal, and we're going to get messy and paint some rocks. Yes, can't wait for that. So the first thing I want to talk about is our journals. So have you ever kept a track of your dreams? let's create a mini dream journal that you can now have. You can use it today, tomorrow, in a week, a month, a year, and just keep track of everything. So what exactly is a dream? A dream is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations that occur in our minds. An aspiration, an ambition, or an idea. So in order for us to create these journals, we're going to need a few items. So one of the items we're going to need is some construction paper. We're going to need some markers, some scissors. These are not scissors you're supposed to be using. This is for me. And then you can have a pen. And also, if you have a stapler, I don't have one. So I'm going to improvise, and we can use paper clips. I have these mini paper clips. Or you can use one of these little binder clips, and you'll see why. Okay, so let's get started. I actually cut up some pieces already. These are 4. So it depends on how big do you want your journal. So it is a mini journal, so you want to kind of keep it small. You can have mini journals a lot, or you can just keep them one big journal. So I'm going to cut up some more paper, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. So I have purple already, and let's see, I'm going to get a bright color. So here we have yellow. Pieces of paper, and then I have the other 4, so that makes a total of 8. So if you want to mix it up, we can do purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow. We're going to put it like that, and with the paper clip or the binder clip, you can clip it to mark it down. Okay, like that. So the front of the journal needs to read mini journal, right? Or you can say mini dream journal. So I'm just going to use this Sharpie. So you have that. And then in here, you can put, I dreamed such and such and such. I want to dream this for the future. This dream made me feel like, or I think this dream is about. You can also do pictures. Remember I said a dream is part of images, sensations, or something that occurs in your mind. So say if you want to draw a heart, you think about love. So mini dream journal, and you think of love. Maybe you think of peace and peace here. And then you can maybe put some other words or something beside it. Like, what do you think? What has you as peace? Maybe going outside. You could draw a picture about you outside or something like that. Or just different words. So you can just keep of that. And just anytime you want to jot down something, you can do that. So here's our mini dream journal. We're going to be doing the rock painting. So in our Bible story, Jacob is set up a stone marker to show that the place that he slept on his way to Haran was special. Jacob poured oil on his rock to mark the place as sacred. So we're going to paint the rock and use it to mark in a special place. So I have a couple of rocks here. Ugh. One is really heavy. It's a big one. I don't know if I'm going to paint this one, but I just have an example of different sizes that you can do. Just make sure they have a flat surface. Got that rock, this rock, that rock. You'll need some acrylic paint. So I have several paints here. Got that. We'll need a cup of water. We need paint brushes, different sizes. Just need a paper towel to dab your paint as well. A smock so we can put on so you won't get messy. And then also something to place down so you won't get your table or anything dirty. So I just grabbed a trash bag and I'm just going to put it across the table. So let me move this stuff again and we can go ahead and paint the rocks. So, what will you paint your rock? So I love purple, I love green. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this rock purple. So I have the biggest paintbrush because it's kind of a big rock. I have my water. I'm gonna dip it in here in the water, the paintbrush. The paper towel we have is just to kind of dab it. We're gonna take the paint and the rock and just kind of paint it on there, the sides, and you don't have to paint the bottom probably, but because you're gonna get messy because you want this to dry. So you probably have to do it in a couple parts. So first part, I would just do this and paint all that. So once that's painted, it's just purple. So you can do different things here on there. Remember we talked in the mini journals where you can put love, peace, you know, things of that nature. I'm gonna dip the paintbrush in here to get all that purple out. Just have it sit there. What I wanna do is put a heart on the top of it. So I'm gonna change the color, that way you can see it. So here's the rock, it's purple. I'm gonna finish it later, we can't do it now, but this is just something that you can do. Got a little bit of the blue here. I'm gonna actually switch out the brush because that one was a little big. I'm gonna do a smaller one here. Dip that in the water, dab, dab. I'm gonna attempt to do a heart. So what I'm gonna do is do the outline of it first. As you can see, here it is, a purple heart. A purple rock with the blue heart. So I'm gonna do another rock just to show that you can do different ones. And this is a different style of rock. So what I'm gonna do on this one is I actually want to draw something on there. That way we can see it before and you'll see what it happens. So I'm gonna do a cross. I just took a permanent marker and I did a cross on there. So we can change up the color. It's kind of fall now, so I want to do some red. And then I want to do some orange. So the first thing I want to do is I want to paint the rock orange. Here's the rock. I have the cross on there. And what I want to do, I'm going to take the orange because I'm going to paint the rock orange. So I'm doing the sides first. There we go. Looks like that. And then I want the cross in there to be red. So I got the paintbrush, dabbed it. And we're going to... There you have it. So I hope you all enjoyed the arts and crafts for today. And remember the lesson, dream big. And you remember you have the rocks too. You can keep it in a sacred place. And rock on. See you later. Bye.
Wow, that was great. Did you enjoy that? I sure did. I hope that you just really listened to what the word said and the message. And you were able to listen and place it in your heart. Most importantly, that was awesome. I enjoyed that, and I hope you did. Okay, it's time for a recap of our lesson today, Jacob's ladder. But I want you to listen carefully, because I'm asking you to do something, if that's okay. Can Ms. Wilson ask you to do something? or practice something. I know that we are coming up on a long week of Thanksgiving, right? A Thanksgiving break, including myself. And so during that time, I would like for you to do something. And you said, what is that, Miss Wilson? What do you want us to do? Well, as you pray, think of the messengers Jacob saw moving up and down the staircase that reached heaven. Remember, when you think of a ladder, right? Jacob's ladder and a staircase is kind of what I'm kind of going towards. And the ladder is something that we use to climb up, right? Climb up high on a roof, fix a light bulb. But in the Bible, the ladder is speaking of the staircase to heaven. Whoa, can you imagine that? I know I can. A beautiful staircase showing God's glory. So, most importantly, I want you to concentrate on feeling God with you as you pray, feeling his presence and knowing that his blessing is upon your life. Most importantly, I do want you to pray for others. A lot of times we go to God in prayer and we always ask for things for ourselves, right? And that's okay, most definitely. But it's also wonderful and the act that God loves if we pray for others. I'm sure there's plenty of people in our family circle and our citywide community that we can pray for. Our nurses, our doctors, our emergency ER workers, our teachers, our family members, our cousins, our policemen. These are people in our community that we can pray for. How can you incorporate prayer for the blessing of others? By praying the blessing of what Jacob received, the protection over those people that I mentioned. That's how we can do that, praying the blessings upon their life. This can be a daily routine, not just something that we do sometimes, but let's practice this all the time. Okay, we have come to the end of our Sunday school lesson. And I'm a little sad because I know I won't see you until for, another month? But that's okay. This lesson, I know, will help you and guide you daily. Let's pray. Let's bow our heads and let's go to the Father. Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for this season of Thanksgiving. We thank you for our family and friends. We thank you for allowing us to come together to speak of your word, to learn of your word, to utilize your word in our lives daily. Because I know, as you promised Jacob, that you are protecting us. You are sheltering us under your wings of protection. God, we thank you for this season of Thanksgiving, and we know that you will be with us always and forever. We thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, there you have it. Once again, happy Thanksgiving, and in hopes to see you soon. Stay safe. God bless.
Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom. Till we meet again, till we meet again. Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Havarim, Shalom Havarim, Shalom, Shalom. Till we meet again, till we meet again.
and